Hello friends, we are meeting from a long interval. Meanwhile, you all aware about it that there are no examination for your semester 4 and you will be promoted to your higher level, that is a higher class in a third year of diploma programs. So now it is a time to start our academic activities, right? Because uh, it is not um, known for us when this particular COVID pandemic will end and how all the activities will start smoothly. Okay, that is on offline classrooms, regular classroom, and all other things. Meanwhile, you are doing your implant training also, your industrial training also. And if you are facing any problems, if you are facing any troubles, then you can just contact your mentors so that mentor can guide you. You are having a ample amount of time. Okay, you have to complete this activity by 31st of July, and I hope you all are doing this particular thing, because I have shared some lectures, I have arranged some expert talks, and I will arrange some more expert talks also. So this particular activity is going along with that, or some of you are doing the Swayam courses also, or some other courses also. So along with that, now we have to begin our academic sessions, and side by side we can do implant training also, as well as we can do our academic activities also. So for the scheme of our fifth semester curriculum, it is having a different subjects, and I will share this particular curriculum copy with you on the Google Classroom, so that you can visit all the things. This particular curriculum copy, as highlighted in the curriculum copy, you are having environmental studies, then operating system, advanced Java programming, and software testing, right? Along with that, these are the mandatory subjects. Along with that, we are having elective subject also. So we have to choose any one out of these three electives which are offered by the MSPT. So these three electives from three different domains. One is from a scripting language domain, that is a client-side scripting language. Second, from a network domain, that is advanced computer networks, and last from the database, that is the advanced database management system. You have previously studied in a semester 3 what is database system. So it is an extension of a database system. So previously you have studied computer networks also, so it is the extension of computer network only. Okay, next we are having an industrial training, that we are doing it simultaneously, and the last one is a capstone project planning. So that is nothing but our final year project. You are doing your micro projects also for these subjects. Along with that, this is the final year project, you have to do it. So in semester 5, you have to do the capstone project planning, and in the semester 6, you have to do the implementation of that capstone project. So out of these subjects, we can begin with our daily discussions or routine discussion on operating system, advanced Java programming, and software testing. Because as far as environmental studies is considered, okay, some PPTs or PDF are shared by some faculty member, and you can go through it. Also, you can read some materials also for that. So for EST, there are not higher number of concepts are available. So when the regular classroom will be started, appointed faculty will engage some lectures for you, okay, for different concepts. And for elective also, you have to choose any one elective out of these three domains offered to you. So these particular things we can do it later on, okay, after some time, or once the regular classroom will resume, okay, normally. And for the caption project also, okay, we can do it later on. Currently we can start with operating system, advanced Java programming, and software testing. If it is not possible to engage regular classroom from September, October onwards, and in that case we have to do this environmental studies as well as elective subjects also in online mode. But currently it is not required, so we can begin with our these three subjects, that is operating system, advanced Java programming, and software testing. Okay, and later on, as and when it proceeds, we can do other subjects also, or other courses also. Okay, so the subject or course offered by me is nothing but advanced Java programming. It is extension of a Java programming. In case of Java programming, I know that there are some minor concepts which are left. Okay, though they are not mentioned in the curriculum, but it is required to be taken, okay, to understand the advanced Java programming things. Okay. करिक्युलम मध्ये काही गोष्टी दिलेल्या नव्हत्या, परंतु आपल्याला त्या बघण्याची आवश्यकता आहे, कारण आपल्याला जावा प्रोग्रामिंग ऍज अ होल शिकायचं आहे आणि ऍडव्हान्स पार्ट शिकत असताना त्या गोष्टींची आपल्याला आवश्यकता आहे. जशा जशा त्या आपल्याला गरजेच्या होतील तशा आपण त्या बघत जाऊ. महत्वाची गोष्ट अशी आहे की ऑनलाईन मोड मध्ये आपल्याला बऱ्याच गोष्टी जास्त पद्धतीने जास्त प्रमाणात आपल्याला कव्हर पण करता येतील. Okay, so for this particular course, the teaching scheme is having a 3 lectures. Okay, the cursor can highlight that particular part. 3 lectures, 1 tutorial and 2 hours of practical. So total 6 hours per week we have to engage. In online mode it is not possible to engage 6 hours per week. Okay, because due to the technical or physical problems we cannot do it, but at least we can start these particular things, and as and when it is possible we can wide this we can wide or we can do this particular scope. Oh, sorry, we can do this particular thing, okay, as on a regular basis. Okay, for a theory you have to you have to face online examination for a 70 marks, and it is having a multiple choice question, comprises of multiple choice question. And as far as practical is considered, you have to do the or you have to undergo external practical examination, and you have to do that 25 marks of progressive assessment. So total marks are 150, and it is having a total credits at the 6 credits, okay, as per the curriculum copy. Now we will start our subject directly or course. As before begin with advanced Java programming, we just refresh or revisit the concept in a Java programming. So in Java programming we are performing programs, okay, and and the output is offered or output is displayed on your console window, or we are getting the output on a console window. Okay, so that is a black window. But in a real world this is not feasible. Our client or customer may not be a technical person, and he is not interested in using a black colored window, or he is not interested in a console window. Okay, so instead of it, okay, he is very well interested in your application if you provide a graphical user interface, right? Okay, if you provide some symbols, if you provide some buttons, you are providing some color components in that, and then it is very useful for the client or customer, so that client or customer can take interest in your application, right? So it is in current situation, in current world, it is very well required that your application should provide a graphical user interface. In the last semester we have studied that graphical user interface, that's the GAD subject, okay, by using VB.NET. Okay, in that course we have studied different components, how to use these components, how to design programs by using such components. Okay, such type of thing you can do it in a Java programming also. We haven't seen all these things in the last course, now we have to see it, right? This is the first thing. So we want to design graphical user interface components in Java by using a Java programming. This is the first goal of this particular course. The second goal is that our application must be a web-based application. What it means, you are developing an application on your machine or laptop or computer system, and you are displaying the output on the same machine. But this is not intended in the current world, okay, because you are a programmer, you are writing your code on your machine, desktop machine or laptop or some other thing, okay, in your organization. And when this application is hosted, okay, or when this application is published, hosted means published, okay, then the client is not present in your organization. Client is remotely present at some distinct location, and your client has to access that application. You can take any example, okay, you can take an example of Flipkart. So application programmers are making or writing code, okay, for Flipkart application at their site, for example at Bangalore site, and we are the customer. We are present in Maharashtra, we are present in Delhi, we are present in Punjab, or we are present in any part of India, or maybe we are present out of India also, okay, and we are connecting with that server, okay, which is present, okay, in a Bangalore location, and you are searching for some items, you are purchasing some items, you are making online payments also, and all other stuff. So it is possible because that application is available, okay, or available on the internet, so it is a web based application. So your programming language has to support such web based applications. Okay, this is our second goal. So in advanced Java programming, our intention is, or our goal is, to design web based application so that it will be reached to our end customer or our client, and client or end customer can use my application. This is the second goal. Okay, along with that, the third goal is, that is also very important, the third goal is database connectivity. When you are writing some Java program on your machine or console window, you are using some values, you are taking some input data, and you are processing that input data. For example, you are writing a code to generate interest by using a simple interest method. How much interest you will get, okay, on your fixed deposit. In that case, you are providing the principal value, you are providing the n, that is the number of years, your number of days, and you are providing the rate of interest. By using these three terms, you are finding how much interest I will get, okay, by simple interest method, or by using compound interest method. म्हणजे सरळ व्याजाने मला किती पैसे मिळतील किंवा किती इंटरेस्ट मिळेल, व्याज मिळेल, किंवा चक्रवाढ व्याजाने मला किती व्याज मिळेल, हे कॅल्क्युलेट करतोय आपण, right? You are doing this particular activity on your machine. Okay? So your machine or your program is just like a calculator. You are calculating, you are computing some things. Right? Now the important thing is that this particular facility is available on your state bank, on your net banking account, bank account, right? So such facility on your SBI net banking account must be remotely available. Right? Remotely available means, okay, any customer can access server of a state bank and can use this facility. प्रत्येक वेळेला ज्यावेळेला कस्टमर एखाद्या नेट बँकिंगचा वापर करून फिक्स्ड डिपॉझिट ठेवण्याचा प्रयत्न करत असेल स्टेट बँकेमध्ये किंवा कोणत्याही नॅशनलाइज बँकेमध्ये किंवा कोणत्याही प्रायव्हेट बँकमध्ये, तर तो काय करतो आधी, की तू इंटरेस्ट किती आहे सध्या, इंटरेस्ट रेट काय तो आयडेंटिफाय करतो, आणि त्या इंटरेस्ट रेटचा वापर करून मला मॅच्युरिटीच्या वेळेला म्हणजे तुम्हाला समजत असेल, तुम्ही जर एखादी एफडी ठेवली 1 वर्षासाठी, तर मॅच्युरिटी म्हणजे काय, 1 वर्षानंतर तुम्हाला किती पैसे मिळतील. तर फिक्स्ड डिपॉझिट तुम्ही जर 1 वर्षासाठी ठेवलं असेल, तर 1 वर्षानंतर किती पैसे मिळणार आहेत हे कस्टमर आधी बघतो, पहिल्यांदा कॉम्प्युट करून बघतो, कॅल्क्युलेट करून बघतो. आणि ते स्वतः कॅल्क्युलेट करत नाही, बँकेच्या नेट बँकिंग मोडवर अवेलेबल असतं, डायरेक्ट कॅल्क्युलेटर अवेलेबल असतो, ते म्हणजे ती फंक्शनॅलिटी अवेलेबल असते, प्रोग्रामरने बनवलेली असते, त्याचा वापर करून तो आयडेंटिफाय करतो मला किती इंटरेस्ट मिळणार आहे, आणि त्याला जर पटत असेल तरच तो काय करतो, फिक्स्ड डिपॉझिट बनवतो, अँड सो ऑन. तर महत्वाची गोष्ट काय, ही वेब बेस्ड ऍक्टिव्हिटी असली पाहिजे, म्हणजे आपल्याला वेब बेस्ड मोडमध्ये प्रोग्रामिंग केलं पाहिजे. दॅट इज अवर सेकंड गोल होती. ओके, पण हे करत असताना महत्वाची एक गोष्ट अशी आहे, समजा स्टेट बँकेचं आपण एक्झाम्पल घेतलं, तर स्टेट बँकेकडे आता सध्याच्या काळामध्ये कोट्यावधी लोकांची अकाउंट्स आहेत. आपल्या भारताची लोकसंख्या जवळपास 135 कोटी आहे. ओके, वी विल consider only 10% of entire population of our country. 10% of entire population. Okay, 10% of it nothing but 10 to 13 crores. 13-14 crores, right? तर 14 कोटी लोकांची खाती समजा स्टेट बँकेकडे आहे, असं आपण अज्युम करून चालू. ओके, कदाचित जास्तही असतील. फॉर द टाइम बी मी अज्युम करतोय की 14 कोटी लोकांची खाती आहेत, कारण याच्यामध्ये आपण फक्त पर्सनल अकाउंट घातली आहेत, कदाचित कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंट पण असतील. कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंट म्हणजे एखाद्या कंपनीची अकाउंट आहे, कंपनीचे अकाउंट्स पण असतील आणि वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे अकाउंट्स असतात. सेव्हिंग अकाउंट असतं, करंट अकाउंट असतं, फिक्स्ड डिपॉझिट अकाउंट असतं अँड सो ऑन. वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे अकाउंट्स अवेलेबल असतात. ओके, क्रेडिट कार्डचं वेगळं अकाउंट असू शकतं, क्रेडिट अकाउंट असतं, तर नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स अवेलेबल असतात. बाय अँड लार्ज आपल्याकडे 14 कोटी 15 कोटी अकाउंट्स आहेत. सो त्या बँकेकडे XYZ बँकेकडे 14 कोटी लोकांचे अकाउंट्स आहेत, 14 कोटी लोकांचा डेटाबेस डेटा अवेलेबल आहे. राईट. सो टू स्टोर दिस ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा, bank require higher amount of memory. You cannot store this large data, okay, on your single machine or group of machines. It is not possible, or it is not feasible also. You cannot store it, because to store the data of particular customer, there are number of things you have to store. You have to store the name of the customer, date of birth, account opening date, then you have to store the PAN card number, Aadhaar card number, okay, which type of account that particular customer is holding, what is the CIBIL score of that customer, and so on. Number of things you have to store it, depending upon customer to customer. That customer can be an account of some industry also. So in case of there is an account of particular industry, then you have to store a number of things, higher number of things you have to store it. So it is not possible or feasible to store that data in particular machine or on a group of machines. You have to store the data by using large servers. तुमच्याकडे खूप मोठ्या मशीन, मोठे सर्व्हर असले पाहिजे जिथे तुम्ही तो डेटा स्टोअर करता, आणि त्याला म्हणायचं डेटाबेस. ओके, तुम्ही शिकलाय ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी. डेटाबेस मध्ये आपण काय करतो, लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा एका ठराविक फॅशनने काय करतो, ऑर्गनाइज करतो. यू हॅव सीन रिलेशनल डेटाबेस मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टम. व्हॉट इज रिलेशनल डेटाबेस मॅनेजमेंट? RDBMS. Okay, you are doing it, okay, so that you can store the data as well as you can extract the data very easily and efficiently. You have used the things, okay, you have used Oracle database, you have used that MS Access database, you have used MySQL database, different databases having a different type of functionality, and all these functionalities are used to store the data as well as used to extract the data, right? So you are having a database, you are having a database which comprises of large amount of information. For a banking, okay, large amount of data, okay, for their different respective customers. Now the important thing is that, okay, your database, your SBI database is present at, for example, Hyderabad location, and your SBI branch is present in Maharashtra, and particular customer, okay, is coming to your branch, okay, to know the details of their account. तेव्हा तुमच्या SBI ब्रांच मध्ये, मालवण ब्रांच मध्ये जो कस्टमर आलेला आहे, तो कस्टमर त्याच्या अकाउंटच्या डिटेल्स विचारतोय तुम्हाला. ओके, तुम्ही कशा डिटेल्स मिळवून देणार आहात? त्याचा कस्टमर नंबर तुम्ही विचारणार, त्या कस्टमर नंबर तुम्ही एंटर करणार आहात. जिथे बँक ऑफिसर जो बसलेला असेल तो काय करेल, कस्टमर नंबर काय करेल, एंटर करेल, किंवा कस्टमर अकाउंट नंबर एंटर करेल, कस्टमर ID किंवा अकाउंट नंबर एंटर करेल, आणि त्याचा वापर करून त्याच्या सगळ्या डिटेल्स त्याला मिळू शकतील. कस्टमर ID ने सगळ्या डिटेल्स मिळू शकतील, आणि त्याला ज्या हव्या असलेल्या डिटेल्स असतील तो देऊ त्या कस्टमरला ऑफर करेल, अँड सो ऑन. किंवा एखादा कस्टमर घरात बसून सुद्धा नेट बँकिंग अकाउंट मधून त्याच्या डिटेल्स बघू शकेल. म्हणजे ह्याचा मिनिंग असा आहे, जर बँकेमध्ये जर आपण जात असू तर बँक ऑफिसर काय करतोय, त्याच्या मशीनला कोणाशी कनेक्ट करतोय, डेटाबेस सर्व्हरशी कनेक्ट करतोय, जो रिमोटली प्रेझेंट आहे, हैदराबाद लोकेशनला प्रेझेंट आहे. किंवा जर आपण घरातनं ते ऍप्लिकेशन वापरत असतो तर आपण काय करतोय, इंटरनेटचा वापर करून त्या सर्व्हरशी रिमोटली कनेक्ट होतोय, जे हैदराबाद लोकेशनला अवेलेबल आहे, फॉर एक्झाम्पल. Okay. So our application, okay, should have, or programming language, okay, should have facility of database also. जर आपलं SBI चे ऍप्लिकेशन फॉर द टाइम बिंग, किंवा आपलं ऍप्लिकेशन समजा जावा प्रोग्रामिंग मध्ये बनवलेलं असेल, तर त्या आपल्या ऍप्लिकेशनने, जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेजने कोणाशी बोललं पाहिजे, डेटाबेस बरोबर बोललं पाहिजे. आपण SBI नेट बँकिंगचं ऍप्लिकेशन बनवलंय जावा प्रोग्रामिंगचा वापर करून, ठीक आहे, हरकत नाही, तुम्ही व्यवस्थित काम करताय, त्याच्यामध्ये सगळ्या फंक्शनॅलिटी दिलेल्या आहेत, पण त्या फंक्शनॅलिटी वर्क होण्यासाठी त्याला डेटाची गरज आहे. कस्टमर, तुम्ही ऍप्लिकेशन किती चांगलं बनवलं असेल, पण तू कस्टमरच्या डिटेल्स जर देऊ शकत नसेल आलेल्या कस्टमरला, तर त्याचा काहीच फायदा नाही. मग कस्टमरच्या डिटेल्स कुठे अवेलेबल आहेत, डेटाबेस सर्व्हरकडे अवेलेबल आहेत. डेटाबेस सर्व्हर कसे बनवतात तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. ओरॅकलचा वापर करून ओरॅकल लँग्वेजचा वापर करून बनवला असेल, MS एक्सेसचा वापर करून बनवला असेल, MySQLचा वापर करून बनवला असेल, अँड सो ऑन. बरेच ऑप्शन्स अवेलेबल आहेत आता मार्केटमध्ये. त्यापैकी कोणाचाही वापर करून बनवला असेल तर तुम्हाला म्हणजे तुमच्या प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेजला कोणाशी बोललं पाहिजे, त्या रिमोट लोकेशनला प्रेझेंट असलेल्या सर्व्हरशी बोललं पाहिजे. इंटरनेटचा वापर करून आपण त्या मशीन पर्यंत पोहोचू शकतो, पण त्याच्याशी बोललं पण पाहिजे, कम्युनिकेट केलं पाहिजे. ओके, सो दिस इज अवर थर्ड गोल. अवर प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज हॅज टू कम्युनिकेट विथ द डेटाबेस सर्व्हर. आता हे करत असताना एक महत्वाची गोष्ट आहे ती लक्षात ठेवा, की खूप महत्वाची गोष्ट आहे. तुमची जी प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज आहे, असं अज्युम करा तुमची जी प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज आहे ती प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज ही जॅपनीज प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज आहे. म्हणजे एक जॅपनीज माणूस आहे, त्याला काय माहिती आहे, तो जपानचा माणूस आहे, त्याला जॅपनीज लँग्वेज माहिती आहे. ठीक आहे, आणि त्याला ज्याच्याशी बोलायचं आहे तो इंडियन पर्सन आहे, भारतीय माणूस आहे, त्याला हिंदी लँग्वेज चांगली येते. आता जॅपनीज माणूस ज्यावेळेला हिंदी लँग्वेज माहिती असलेल्या माणसाशी बोलेल तेव्हा मध्ये काय लागेल, ट्रान्सलेटर लागेल. जो ट्रान्सलेटर काय करेल, जॅपनीज लँग्वेज मध्ये बोललेल्या गोष्टींना हिंदी लँग्वेज मध्ये कन्वर्ट करेल, आणि वाईस वर्सा हिंदी लँग्वेज मध्ये बोललेल्या गोष्टी कशामध्ये कन्वर्ट करेल, जॅपनीज लँग्वेज मध्ये कन्वर्ट करेल. म्हणजे जो ट्रान्सलेटर असेल त्या ट्रान्सलेटरला दोन्ही भाषा माहिती असणे आवश्यक आहे. कोणत्या दोन्ही भाषा, जॅपनीज लँग्वेज पण माहिती असली पाहिजे आणि हिंदी लँग्वेज पण माहिती असली पाहिजे. आता मी का सांगतोय असं, कारण जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज कशामध्ये काम करते, ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड पॅराडिझम मध्ये काम करते. आणि जे डेटाबेस सर्व्हर आपण बनवतोय ते ओरॅकलचा वापर करून बनवलेले असतात, MS एक्सेसचा वापर करतो, MySQLचा वापर करतो, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये काय असतं, स्ट्रक्चर्ड क्वेरी लँग्वेज. Database servers are familiar with the structured query language. So structured query language is different and object-oriented paradigm language is different. These are two different languages, heterogeneous environment. दोन वेगवेगळ्या भाषा आहेत आणि त्यांना जर बोलायचं असेल, कम्युनिकेट करायचं असेल तर त्यांच्यामध्ये काय असलं पाहिजे, ट्रान्सलेटर असला पाहिजे, मिडल पर्सन असला पाहिजे. जो ट्रान्सलेटर काय करेल, लँग्वेज त्या दोन भाषांना बोलणं सोयीस्कर करेल, कन्व्हर्जनची ऍक्टिव्हिटी करेल. सो इट इज ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड. So our third goal is our programming language has to communicate with the database server, and it should have some bridge application. Bridge application means intermediate application or translator application must be present. Okay, and the last goal is that is networking. In order to perform all these things, in order to do database in order to do the database communication, in order to perform web-based applications and all other things, we have to use the internet. You should know about all the networking concepts. You should know about the port number, you should know about the protocol and all other stuffs. You have to know about it. You should know about the local host, you should know about the logical address, you should know about the physical address. So our fourth goal is nothing but understanding the different networking concept required to design any Java program. Okay, so that it is available for our end customer. So these four goals we have to highlight. The first one is creating GUI applications or high-end GUI application. Second goal is creating web-based application. Third goal is database applications, and the last goal is, in order to perform all these things, you should have some networking paradigm. So you should know about all networking concepts required to perform or required to do this particular Java programming. Right? So we focus on the first goal, that is Java AWT. That is nothing but graphical user interface components. So from next lecture onwards, we will begin with abstract windowing toolkit. Okay, and we will understand what is abstract windowing toolkit, what is the use of it, what is the significance of it, and how to create it. Okay, so we will stop here. Stay home, stay safe, and happy learning.